Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Crystal Hill from Hill House Publishing, and today I'm very excited to introduce you to another author of our book, Beyond Conditioning, Living Life on Your Terms, which is launching this Thursday, Friday, depending on where in the world you are. Welcome, Susan, to this fireside chat.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited that the world gets to read our book.
And what an amazing timing for this book as we're in between eclipses and really looking at releasing things and inviting and shifting timelines and really creating the life we want to create. So I didn't plan it. It was just, it happened. So I'm so excited that the world gets to read it. So Susan, share a little bit about who you are and what your magic in the world is.
So, first of all, I'm a wife and a mother and a grandmother and an entrepreneur and a life lover. So, that's a little bit about who I am personally. But I'm also a certified holistic master life coach, nurse, integrative practitioner, and grief counseling educator, as well as other things. I help people, or I empower people who are overwhelmed and exhausted and stressed out to reclaim their life and to have personal well-being, regardless of whether it's they have chronic conditions or they're juggling work life or something's keeping them stuck. And a specific specialty of mine is also grief, for those who are in the caregiving and caretaking role. And many of us are unpaid family caregivers.
Yes, and it's such an important role, and it feels like it's becoming more important these days because there's so much death that I've noticed. It seems to be like an increasing phenomenon. Not that people don't die all the time, but it's, I don't know, there's a quickening as people are transitioning. So it's very, very important work I feel that you're doing. Yeah.
Yes, and the
What?
population is aging, and we have a lot of grief anyhow for many different things. It's just not the loss of a loved one, but loss of many things that we've had, especially over the past few years, in the world. But that is also a transition, as you said, and that's for me what this book is about, is the transition to hope.
I like that. Moving beyond conditioning, becoming a transition into hope.
Yes.
Yeah. So share with everyone watching and listening how you are doing that in your chapter. What is your chapter about?
Yeah, it really is about conditioning. It's the title of the book, Beyond Conditioning, right? So we are conditioned right from the very beginning, from when we're in our mother's womb, and also before that from our ancestors, and it's all carried over, as well as our family and our caregivers, our institutions, our society, our culture, everything. And sometimes that conditioning, it 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 makes us who we are and how we act and what we do, and also sometimes keeps us stuck. So most of what keeps us stuck, it's said that only about 5% of our thoughts and our beliefs are actually in our awareness. 95% is not. And so that's what keeps us actually stuck. And when we become aware, awareness is not enough for transformation. That's one of the things that I say in my chapter. And when we link back the brain with the body, the brain thinks, but we can't access it all sometimes because we're only accessing about 5% of it. So the other 95% of it, it's in our bodies. It's still there. And it's when we access our body and we reconnect the mind and the body, then we can access that other 95% that may be keeping us stuck or not where we want to be in our lifetime today. And it does it in a very gentle way. So there's not what I call backdraft. Like when you open if there's a fire out there and you're inside a room and you open the door and the fire comes rushing in and you go, oh my gosh. It does it in a very gentle way so that it alleviates the backdraft. And so I give some practical strategies about how to do that, to reconnect the mind and body so that you can access all of your awareness.
Yes, you do, and it's such a good read, and it really highlights the phenomenal work and study you have done to become an expert in this field. And so I highly encourage everybody to read your chapter. And I loved how you just explained this tip of the iceberg of the conscious mind and the unconscious underneath, and that it's the unconscious that keeps us stuck because we don't even know what we don't know. And it's that holds us where we are. And it's time to, with all the tools that we have and that you've developed, to help, everyone to live their best life, to move beyond the conditioning that is dysfunctional and move into reconditioning ourselves into a functional way, right?
And that is my hope for this, my chapter and the entire book, because it's hope that there is a way to do that. And it's not some magical thing. It is possible. And if we, myself and each of the authors can do it, so can the readers.
Exactly. It is a beautiful intention, and there are the tools out there. So if you're somebody who's thinking, oh, my life isn't quite the way I want it to be, go and get a copy of the book. The details are scrolling across below. And we look forward to sharing this later this week, 4th and 5th, so that we can all have the tools, because the tools are out there, so that we can all live life on our terms. So thank you so much for your contribution, Susan. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And may we all live our best lives. Bye for now.